Welcome to Rolling Through the Reels, a look into the film and video archive at the Baseball Hall of Fame Museum. We have thousands of hours of film, video, and audio recordings, and we want to share some of those highlights with you. You're going to see some vintage interviews and footage from Hall of Famers, some of your favorite players, fans, and anyone associated with the game. So sit back and take a look at baseball's history.
We're visiting with Atlanta Braves third baseman Chipper Jones. Chipper, when I say the words Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, what are some of the immediate images that you think of?
Well, I think some of the old-time Yankees, Joe D, Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, those type guys. Mickey Mantle was a legend, you know. My dad used him as an idol and sort of brought me up in the same kind of likeness, making me switch hit at an early age. Hopefully grooming me for a major league career, down the road.
I've heard many people in the media mention the physical resemblance between you and a young Mickey Mantle when he first came up with the Yankees, 1951, early 50s. Talk a little bit about Mantle in terms of what he means to you, his tragic death a couple of years ago. What's his significance in 1997 to Chipper Jones?
Well, I think just trying to be the role model that he was to the generation, that generation, here in the 90s, trying to do as much for the kids in the community as I can. Going out, playing the game hard every day. Our lives have sort of mirrored each other's in that, early in our career we had knee injuries and stuff like that, and I've read books on him, so, I know what he's all about, and if I have half the career he had, I'll have had a good one.
Were there any other players from his generation or maybe the subsequent generation that influenced you as a youngster?
Well, I really didn't do much research on anybody else other than Mickey. I mean, I really focused on him. I think as far as the players of today, obviously the Cal Ripkens, the Barry Larkins, the Ozzie Smiths are the guys that I grew up watching. I grew up as a shortstop before I got to the big leagues. So, shortstops were the guys that I watched. Now that I'm here in the big leagues, I look up. I still look up to those guys. Those guys I'm their biggest fans. But I watch a lot more third basemen now. I watch the Matt Williams, the King Caminiti's, the Wade Boggses. Those guys who've been around and done it for a very long time, and are good spokespeople and great in the community as well.
Still a very young player. You've had a chance to play already in 2 World Series, and some of the great players like Mattingly and Ernie Banks never had a chance to play in the series. Of the 2 series against the Yankees and the Indians, is there an individual moment that stands out for you?
Well, I think once you win one, that obviously has to stand out. Any individual moments where you may contribute to a big run being scored or making a big play in the field, those stand out. But we won one, we lost one, and certainly I don't reflect fondly on last year's World Series, but '95, when Carlos Baerga flew out to Marquise Grissom in center field in Game 6 to end the game, and we won. That'll be an image that is bronzed up here, believe me.
As a power hitter with the Braves, and they have been a franchise known for tremendous power hitters, really from the 1950s on, guys like Eddie Matthews and Hank Aaron, and then in more recent years like Dale Murphy. Let me ask you about Hank Aaron. This ballpark here, Municipal Stadium in West Palm Beach, is on Hank Aaron Drive. Aaron is the signature player in the franchise's history. What does he mean to you in 1997?
Well, Hank paved the way for a lot of Braves players around here. He's now in the front office, so he has a lot to do with where a bunch of us are here in the Braves organization. None of us will forget the honor and recognition that he brought to this organization back in the 60s and 70s, and we're very thankful of that. Hank's going to be forever embedded in everybody's mind for being the home run king.
How about a more recent player like Dale Murphy?
Well, Dale, I like to liken myself to a little bit too. He's a guy who was great in the community. He was a fan favorite. He was an icon in Atlanta. The people just embraced him. He went out every day. He played 160 games a year. Maybe when he wasn't feeling up to it, still put up MVP numbers, and those are the numbers which I would like to one day duplicate, hopefully.
Final question for Chipper Jones. Young players that are maybe 7 or 8 years behind where you are. You're still a very young player, but kids who are growing up as teenagers thinking about a baseball career. Any messages, any words of advice that you would give to them?
Just to stay tunnel visioned in on what your dreams are, not to give in to any kind of peer pressure or anything like that. I think I'm a firm believer in the fact that you are a product of your own environment, to surround yourself with the right kind of people, and just realize at an early age what you want to do, and don't let anybody sidetrack you from that.
Chipper, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.